So, OKC acquires Alex Caruso in exchange for Josh Giddey in a 1-for-1. People talking about an offender for a defender. Needless to say, I'm not even going to talk about all that extra stuff, all that case stuff. I'm going to put all that to the side, all the allegations, whatever. Let's just talk basketball, right? From a basketball standpoint, first of all, OKC is looking scary, bro. It's looking like a scary sight in OKC. That was already scary. Now, this trade didn't really address the most pressing issue, which is rebounding, because you really just had Chet as a center. They wasn't really rebounding like that. But what it does address is the other flaw in their lineup, which was Josh Giddey. You know, you had somebody on the floor who could not really shoot and could not really defend that very well either on the court. So they would put a big on him and not even guard him, and then on the other end they would run whatever offense on him, and he wasn't like a completely terrible defender, but he was just not a good defender. OKC was one of the best defenses in the league, and so you take him off the team and you add Caruso, an all defensive player, year after year after year after year, boom, your defense gets so much better. And then you also add a secondary playmaker. You can add someone who is a 40% shooter from three, so he can space the floor, create turnovers, be a second, like he can pass the ball, you know, he can throw lobs. He could be that like secondary, third playmaker. Just he can make plays, which that's OKC's whole thing, is that everyone on the court can dribble, shoot, and pass. And so that's what you had to get that guy off your team. When he was unplayable in the playoffs, you had a real glue guy with Caruso who will hustle for loose balls, who will play great defense. I already said all this already. So yeah, I think this trade is one step closer. I still think they need a backup big, or they just need somebody who can just get rebounds. But even then, they got this far without it. They got this far with Josh Giddey on the court. So the addition of Caruso is really, really scary for the rest of the West. So I think that could really do some damage. Now, for the Chicago Bulls, the Bulls are a terrible front office. Like this isn't like, on paper, it's like, okay, Josh Giddey, yes, he can't really he's not a very good shooter, but he's been improving it. If you want to cope, right, he's been improving his shot. He went from like 26% to 33 or whatever, even though he shoots like 19% on open threes. But he improved his 3-point percentage from the past seasons. So in theory, he would keep improving his shot. He's only 21 years old. The issue, and also he's not a very good defender either. And the Bulls have hella issues in terms of 3-point shooting and defense and everything, really. But and they also have DeMar DeRozan on the team, who plays a very similar role to Shea in terms of how they score the basket. So you can't have those two on the court at the same time. And you already have a bunch of guards on the team with Zach LaVine, Ayo Dosunmu, Kobe White. So you got to take care of that. But all that to the side, which is a lot of stuff to put to the side. And also the fact that Kobe White he improved because he had the ball in his hands more instead of Zach LaVine. But Kobe White can play the 2 guard, but that's not really the issue. You have Ayo Dosunmu, who is a point guard. Ayo Dosunmu is a point guard, so you're gonna have to like just relegate him to not just the bench, but like probably 20 minutes per game, 15 minutes per game as like a backup. With that being said, or I guess you could have him as the backup point guard and Kobe White just strictly shooting guard. I don't know how you do that. And Zach LaVine's definitely gone to the offseason. But the issue is that I seriously doubt I doubt all this is happening because the Bulls were like, oh, we want to be a playoff team again for some reason instead of rebuilding. That would mean that somebody's staying on the team, probably DeMar. Again, putting that to the side. Let's put all that to the side, and let's say Josh Giddey is like okay, and he's like back to where he did in the second season, and he's like he has like a slight improvement from this season or whatever, to where it's like he's trending in kind of positive direction. Another part of the reason OKC traded him is because he's hitting restricted free agency at the end of the season, so they're gonna have to pay him. Somebody's gonna have to pay him after that season. So this is basically a 1-year rental if he's bad. So if he doesn't fit with what they're trying to do, or if he has a disappointing season, now you just traded away Caruso for literally nothing, when you had teams that were definitely going to trade him for at least 1 first. Even if you say they were going to trade him for a player and a first-round pick, you could have got a first-round pick out of that. They were talking about they wanted an OG and a time return. They were trying to finesse teams, but they could have definitely got a first-round pick from a contending team. But instead, they said, yeah, we're just going to do a 1-for-1 with the player who's on the last year of his deal, going towards last year of his deal, and had a very not promising season. So, you know, you're going to have to retool the team. You're going to have to do a lot. You're going to have to hope that he and Kobe White just have some spark combination, and he's just so nice with the ball in his hands. He just improves his shot, and he also improves his defense in terms of tendencies and effort. Yeah, but maybe he just plays better as a one guard. I personally want to see as many people playing at their peak level as possible. I want to see people reach their potential. So, you know, with all that being said, the Thunder are up. Thunder up, you know, things of that sort. And the Bulls, yikers. I hope y'all rebuild. Let me know what y'all think about this trade.